I never thought I'd look out into the crowd on my wedding day and feel like an orphan. Growing up, I always played the supporting role in the play of my own life. My younger sister, Belle, was the headliner, the dazzling, unstoppable force who turned every eye in the room without even trying. From the moment she was born, it was as if the world tilted slightly in her favor. She was the baby who never cried, the toddler who modeled for diaper commercials, and the teenager whose smile could sell anything. Meanwhile, I was the quiet one, the dependable one, the one who handed Belle her coat, her water bottle, her cue cards. I was the one who clapped for her when everyone else did, even when no one clapped for me. Please subscribe to our channel and tell me in comments from where are you watching this video. When I met Liam, everything changed. He saw me, not the backdrop version of me, not the silent sibling in the wings, but me in full color. He loved the way I laughed at my own jokes, the way I organized books by theme, and the way I refused to quit anything I started. He called me the storm hiding in the calm, and I fell for him harder than I ever thought I could. When he proposed, I thought maybe, just maybe, this was my moment, my turn. We set the wedding date for late spring, a beautiful outdoor ceremony at a lakeside property owned by Liam's aunt. Intimate, romantic, and filled with warm golden light. I picked the flowers, the soft ivory dress, and the instrumental playlist myself. I invited Belle and my parents months in advance, gave them the save the date, the formal invitation, and even reminded them over family dinner when we all met for Belle's birthday. My mom had smiled and said, "Of course we'll be there, honey. You're our first daughter getting married. It's a big deal." My dad nodded. "Wouldn't miss it." 2 weeks before the wedding, Belle landed a last-minute gig, a high-profile bridal-themed photo shoot for a boutique label. The twist. It was on the same weekend as my wedding. When Belle first mentioned it in the family group chat, I stayed quiet. I hoped foolishly that this would be the time they would choose me, the time they'd finally let her be the other daughter for once. But 3 days before the ceremony, my mother called me. "Honey," she started in that soft, syrupy tone she always used before disappointing me. "We need to talk. Your sister's photo shoot is a huge opportunity. It's being shot by a Vogue freelancer. This could launch her career internationally, and it's only for 1 day." "But it's my wedding day," I said quietly. "The only one I'll ever have." "I know, sweetie, and we're so proud of you. But we've seen weddings before. We've never seen Belle in a campaign like this. It's once in a lifetime." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "You told me you wouldn't miss it." My father got on the line. "We'll try to come to the reception if the shoot ends early. We really will, but Belle needs us. It's not that we don't care, but it always had been." That night, I didn't sleep. Liam found me in the kitchen at 3 a.m. staring at my phone. Belle had already posted a photo of her trial makeup look with the caption, "Can't believe I get to be a bride in front of a camera. Ha ha. Sorry, sis." I wanted to scream, cry, tear the whole wedding down. But I didn't. I got up, I got dressed, and I showed up to my wedding with my head held high. I walked down that aisle alone, my heart heavier than my gown. Liam's family welcomed me like one of their own. His mother cried when I said my vows. His brother toasted to our love. Strangers filled the space where my family should have been. I smiled in photos. I danced. I tried to be happy, but nothing could block out the ache I felt every time someone asked, "Where's your mom and dad?" They had a prior commitment, I'd reply, forcing a smile that didn't quite reach my eyes. At one point during the reception, I stepped away to check my phone. There they were, the Instagram stories. My parents posing beside Belle in her fake wedding gown, holding glasses of champagne. The backdrop read, "Love in Bloom, Bridal Dreams." My mother wrote, "So proud of our girl." My father added, "She shines brighter every day." No mention of me, no congratulatory post, no acknowledgement that their eldest daughter had just taken the most important step of her life. I sat on a bench outside the reception hall, the sounds of laughter and music echoing behind me, while I stared into the glowing screen that had just burned away any remaining hope I had for their love. That night, I lay in bed next to Liam, and the tears finally came. Not just for the wedding they missed, but for the childhood I spent earning love that was never truly mine. For every science fair they skipped, every dance recital Belle stole attention from, every college award ceremony they forgot. And then something inside me cracked. Not in a way that broke me, but in a way that remade me. A fire, a clarity. I was done being invisible, done excusing their behavior, done pretending that being the forgotten daughter was acceptable. If they could miss my wedding to chase Belle's next big moment, then I could ensure they'd never forget the moment they missed. I had a plan. It would take time, thought, and something they didn't expect from me. Boldness. And it would start with something small, a single envelope sent 3 weeks later that would begin the story of how I made them remember the day they chose to forget me. The envelope I sent was simple. No return address. No dramatic writing. Just 2 things inside. A single 5x7 photo of me and Liam on our wedding day. The moment we shared our first kiss as husband and wife, and a handwritten note that read, "The moment you missed. Captured forever." I hoped the photo shoot was worth it. I didn't expect a reply, and I didn't get one. Not right away. But silence has its own weight. Days passed. Then weeks, I went back to normal life. Or at least the life I was beginning to build with Liam. A life where I was loved, seen, valued. The life I had once hoped to include my parents in. But now, I wasn't so sure. Then about 2 months after the wedding, I received a group text from Belle. "Family dinner this Saturday. Mom says she's making your favorite lemon butter chicken. You and Liam better come." I stared at the message. The audacity. As if nothing had happened. As if skipping my wedding for a damn photo shoot was just a scheduling inconvenience. I showed Liam and he raised an eyebrow. "What do you want to do?" I thought about it, about how easy it would be to fall back into old roles, to show up, smile, eat the chicken, and pretend we were a happy, loving family. But I wasn't that version of me anymore. So I replied, "Thanks, but we won't be attending. My wedding was the last event I invited you to. You chose Belle. You always have. Now I choose peace." I muted the group chat. That message opened the floodgates. My mom called 4 times that day. My dad left a voicemail that started calm and ended in guilt-laced fury. Belle sent a single emoji, a red broken heart, followed by, "You're being dramatic." I didn't respond. I didn't need to. I had said what I needed to say. But the story didn't end there. About a month later, something happened that neither I nor Belle could have expected. Her big break turned into a scandal. The bridal photo she was so proud of. Turns out the designer had been plagiarizing dress patterns from a lesser-known indie label. The Photoshoot campaign was pulled. The magazine spread was scrapped. And worse, the photographer had used photos of Belle in multiple ads without signing the proper release forms. A lawsuit was brewing and Belle's international launch had gone up in flames before it even began. She was devastated. My mother, of course, was beside herself. She worked so hard. She sobbed on Facebook. This could ruin her career. That week, they tried calling me again, texting, emailing. "Can we talk? Please call us. You're still our daughter, too." I sat with those words for a long time. Now, they remembered I existed. When the golden child's light dimmed, suddenly my light mattered. I was no longer invisible, but only because their favorite mirror cracked. Still, part of me wanted to reach back to take the olive branch. Because no matter how much I'd been hurt, I still longed deep down for family, for a real one. So, I proposed a meeting, neutral ground, a public place. We met at a quiet coffee shop, and for the first time in my life, I didn't dress to impress them. I wore what made me feel strong. I walked in with Liam beside me, my anchor. They were already there. My mother looked older. My father wore his guilt like a pressed suit. Belle wasn't there. My mom smiled weakly. "You look beautiful, sweetheart." "I did on my wedding day, too," I replied calmly. "But you wouldn't know that." There was a pause. A long one. My dad cleared his throat. "We made a mistake. A big one. But you know how important Belle's career is." I cut him off. "Your mistake wasn't missing the wedding. It was raising 2 daughters and loving only one out loud." They both looked stunned, like they'd never heard me speak with such clarity. "I don't need an apology," I continued. "I need you to understand that you didn't just miss a day. You missed a lifetime of choosing me last. And I'm done being okay with that." Liam reached over and took my hand. I stood. "You don't get to be at the front row of my life anymore. Not unless you earn it. And that starts with acknowledging the pain you caused, not covering it up with family dinners." I left the photo of me and Liam on the table before walking away. Same one I'd mailed just in case they hadn't looked at it long enough the first time. We left. And for the first time in years, I felt light whole. It's been a year now. My parents still try occasionally, an email here, a birthday card there. But they've learned something vital. Love that shows up late. Can't expect a seat at the table. Not when the meal has long been cleared. As for Belle, she's reinventing herself again. Something new. Influencer, maybe wedding stylist, who knows? But me, I'm building a life where I don't chase people to love me. And if my parents ever wonder what they truly lost, all they have to do is look at the photo, the one where I'm smiling without them. That's the day they'll never forget because I made sure of it.